You were originally a Special Forces king, but unexpectedly, you transmigrated to primitive society, becoming a little primitive man of only 10 years old. Here, you not only have to starve 3 meals every 9 meals, but you don't even have a pair of underpants. But you don't panic at all, relying on your experience from your previous life to gain a foothold in this primitive society that is to recast glory. At this time, a few women wrapped in animal skins are staring strangely at this unlucky child, thinking you are going to start self-harm. You ignored them, holding the stone knife. You fiercely cut open the snake, bit an ankle, then you poked the red, hot branch into the wound. After a miserable scream, you collapsed weakly on the ground, only hoping that the instructor in your previous life didn't deceive you. High temperature can kill snake venom proteins. After a night of life and death struggle, the next day you came back to life like a cockroach, taking a piece of dried meat from a woman's hand. You devoured it hungrily, seeing that you could continue to eat. The woman shouted and waved to the other women to go out. You hurriedly stopped the woman, gesticulating wildly, continuing to ask for food. The woman's answer to you was, of course, impossible. After all, in this small tribe with a total population of only 50 people, the food that can be obtained every day is limited. Plus, now is the season to store food before winter, so food will be given priority to adult strong laborers. If there is not enough food, the first wave to be abandoned is the injured like you. Speaking of this, you can no longer be calm. Seeing that the weather is getting colder day by day, you must find a way to store food for the winter as soon as possible. Thinking carefully, the easiest meat to obtain now is fish. Less than 1 kilometer from here, there is a small river, but the people in this tribe don't eat fish. Naturally, there are no fishing tools, and in your hand, besides the stone knife used to cut the wound, there is only a snake skin 3 or 4 meters long, which is the snake that bit your leg yesterday. You curse it inwardly and set off to get equipment, thinking of making a basket out of vines to catch fish. After all, the primitive ecological environment now has never been fished, so there should be a lot of fish inside. Before long, you return to the entrance of the cave with a large bundle of vines and began to make a basket. A few little friends surrounded you curiously, watching you, muttering, "Ah woo," without saying a word, and a few women were drying thatch near the cave. This is their bed and quilt for winter. Just then, a terrified cry suddenly came from a distance. Following the direction of the cry, I saw the big, bearded leader and 2 men on the edge of the jungle on the west side of the cave, each holding a huge bird egg, running and howling at the same time, accompanied by a few ear-piercing screams. A terror bird more than 3 meters tall was chasing closely behind the leader. You shouted immediately, "Quickly throw away the eggs," but no one could understand. The leader did not give up the bird eggs in his hand, and the terror bird did not give up the leader. After a while, the leader was caught up by the terror bird and hit hard on the spot, receiving a lunch box. The 2 adults who ran back together saw this, quickly threw away the eggs in their hands, turned around and ran to the edge of the jungle, climbed up a tree and escaped. It's just that the group of little friends around you were too young and had never